Welcome back to Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, Chapter 2 3. So, this is going to be my second run of the chapter, and the reason is not because I failed the chapter, nor is it because I screwed up and recorded the wrong screen the way that I did with Chapter 1 4. It is because the recording software screwed up and in the middle switched which application it was recording, which I'm a little salty about because I actually thought that things went quite well in the chapter. But whatever, too bad, so sad, I guess. I at least will get the opportunity to probably rerun it faster because now I have a pretty clear idea of what my strategy is going to be. So that's something. Maybe the video will be shorter as a consequence. Anyway, so there's some things to do. There's stuff to get. This is where we get where we get Danved. No, not Danved. Yes, Danved? I think. Oh yeah, okay. It is um yeah, there's this weird thing where they're talking about who they should bring and why, and it's just I don't think the reasoning is actually any good. But whatever. We get Danved, he fights like 10 men, and like a bear and like a tiger, which is why we don't need anybody else because he's pretty amazing. So that's good. Of course, we must forever wrestle with the mystery of what happened to Devdan, and that's uh, yeah, it's unknowable. It's something that will it's as Joffrey points out, it's really weird how Danved looks so much like Devdan. It's just an incredible coincidence, but. That's where we are. Okay, meanwhile, Lencia gives Joffrey a brave lance. I don't think we need to read that. Kieran, this conversation is pretty good. Kieran is hilarious in general, and he's actually a little bit more reasonable in this conversation than he is in Path of Radiance. His support conversations with Marcia in Path of Radiance are just outstanding. He's like, yeah. Anyway, okay, so this time we have access to the shop, and I actually did buy a bunch of stuff. So this is the shop, not the other thing. And the armory. Still not the forge, but I did actually do a bunch of stuff, so I'll have to do that again. So hooray for that. We still can do skills. There's no supports, unsurprisingly. We have a whole bunch of new units. So I guess I'll start out by going over these units again. Hopefully I can be a little bit more to the point this time. So we have 5 new units and 1 returning unit. So this is part 2 is the part of all new units all the time. We did have Nephany and Braum last chapter be returning, as well as Neolucci and Leanne from the Paralog chapter. So I guess there's a few, and then Endgame doesn't have any new units. But yeah, just constantly having to talk about new people. So this time we'll start with Joffrey. So Joffrey, or Jeffrey, but I like Joffrey because Jeffrey sounds like, I don't know, just not as. It sounds like, I don't know, a kid's name that should be spelled with a J. But Joffrey is a very high level unit for this part. I believe he's the highest level character we have access to in part 2. Lucia, whatever her name is close at level 14. Har is like level 10 or 11. But the difference with him, you saw how little experience they gained, and I mean, he still won't gain a lot, but he does have Paragon. So he's a little easier to train relative to, well, not relative to Har, because Har has more availability in part three, um, but certainly compared to Lucia, who's just like not around, and compared to some of his like other immediate competition, the fact that he has Paragon makes him easier to train, and he also starts with good bases. His speed is a little underwhelming given his level, but he's very close to capping strength and skill, obviously, and also resistance. So you can definitely use bonus experience to help him out. Unfortunately, unlike in Path of Radiance, bonus experience doesn't take Paragon into account, which is more relevant when we get to Astrid. So I'll talk about that in detail there. But the point is, he's no easier to use bonus experience on than anybody else. But nonetheless, he's pretty easy to level, like all things considered. You know, with his with that skill doubling his experience gain. You know, with it being that close to those caps, you can definitely, you know, make him a very well-rounded paladin, and paladins are good. That all having been said, I mean, I've not taken him into endgame or anything before, so I'm not gonna like say, oh, I'll definitely be using him, but I could definitely see it happening. Like I think he'll be, he'll at least be under consideration, which is more than I can say for some of the units I'm about to talk about. I should also mention his growth rates. They're not super relevant right now, but they might be later if I do end up using him. So he's got 60 HP, 50 strength, 60 skill, 35 speed, 30 luck, 30 defense, and 55 res. So there is an outside chance that he levels strength, skill, and res. He's got 50 or more in all three of them, and caps all three of those stats in one level. And he did actually, when I played through the first time, he did actually gain a level, and then he only got HP, so that was sad. But hey, maybe this time he'll do better. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers him. Then we've got Kieran. So Kieran is right now Joffrey is a little bit better than Kieran overall because of the Brave Lance, if nothing else. But Kieran is quite good, and he's actually a little bit faster thanks to his transfer bonuses, which were he got strength, skill, and speed. And while he has 1 point less strength than Joffrey, he uses axes, so he can actually hit a little harder. Steel Pole X has 15 might, whereas Joffrey's Great Lance has 14 might. So, well, I said harder, but that's actually not true. Yeah, it's the same. But, and obviously the Great Lance has a little bit more accuracy. So, you know, in that respect, you know, Joffrey's expected damage output with the Great Lances maybe a little bit better than Kieran's with the Pole Axe, but they both they both have like reasonable accuracy, and Kieran also has the Silver Axe if he really needs the accuracy, though from my previous play of the chapter, he can pretty much just kill everything with a hand axe, so you know, so he doesn't really need that much, you know, attack power anyway. He's also got, I didn't really talk about Joffrey's bulk. This is what happens when I go through things the second time and leave stuff out. But yeah, Joffrey is pretty bulky. Like certainly against magic, he's not taking much damage. Against physical attacks, while he's not close to his defense cap, his defense is still quite good. His HP's fine. Kieran has same defense, more HP, less resistance, though, you know, similar bulk. So the both of them are I think going to be at least competitive for slots. You know, the fact that they're paladins and so they have Canto and high mobility obviously helps them out. So actually, I didn't even talk about this the last time, but Joffrey totally forgot how to use bows between games. I mean, I know that this is the system, like it's not like surprising, but it's just funny like how that like plays out. Anyway, I don't even know if he gets bows on promotion in this game. Anyway, so yeah, Kieran and Joffrey are quite a similar power level. Kieran should, in theory, be able to, putting Paragon aside, be able to level faster, and thus, given the same number of kills, you might expect Kieran to pass Joffrey, but because Joffrey has Paragon, that probably actually isn't the case, and so I don't really know between the two of them, you know, who's more likely to pan out, assuming that either one of them does. But of this team, or at least of the newcomers, putting aside Marsha for a second, but of the newcomers, they're by far the most viable in the long run, and they're also the most useful this chapter. And we come to Astrid. So Astrid has transfer bonuses, also strength, skill, and speed, I believe. And they are not enough to save her from being really quite terrible. So she uses bows, which is a liability because she can't counterattack at one range. She has pretty deplorable strength for this point. So granted, it's not any lower than Nephene's, but the fact that she's using bows, the fact that she doesn't have particularly good speed means, and this is, I mean, it's not any lower than, actually, maybe it is lower than Nephene's. Did Nephene, how much, let's see, how much did his Great Lance weigh? 18, so Nephene had, I didn't know, okay, it is the same as Nephene's was when she started, but Nephene has quite a bit more speed and also quite a bit more durability. Astrid has low HP, low defense, so she'll, she can't really take hits. Not that she wants to be doing so anyway, because she's using bows, but she can't really secure kills very well because she doesn't have the speed to double things. The fact that the bows, the might on them isn't like total crap, but it's not great. And she has less availability throughout this part, and then certainly in part 3, like you can actually train Nephene. Astrid has Paragon, but you don't really get much of a chance to utilize it. So, and like her opportunities for kills in the chapters that she's available in are scarce for a variety of reasons that are specific to the chapters. But even though she has Paragon, it's really hard to train her. And yeah, she'd also only have 15 speed without the transfer. Like, so again, I mean, Nephene didn't even get a transfer, and she's got like 20 or something. So yeah, it's I don't know why I'm specifically comparing her to Nephene. I mean, if you compare her to these two, right? 24 strength, 23 strength, 15 strength, right? That's just not good. 20 speed, 22 speed, 17 speed. Again, that's not good. She's not making up for her lack of strength with, by doubling. So yeah, she's. Oh, and the other thing I should mention about her, wait, did I read off? When I was reading, I may have read Kieran's growth rates when I was reading, trying to read Joffrey's. I just noticed I had them highlighted. I think I did read, maybe I just didn't actually read Kieran's. I highlighted them in anticipation of doing so. So basically, Kieran has 75 HP, 60 strength, 40 skill, 30 speed, 30 luck, 60 defense, and 25 res. So going back to him for a second, he is unlikely to cap speed quickly despite being 1 point away from it, which is unfortunate. So he's a little harder to bonus experience abuse than Joffrey. Actually, probably a lot harder. So in that's another respect in which Joffrey probably is ahead of him. So if I take that into account, I would say Joffrey is more likely to get a slot going forward than Kieran, but they might both. So anyway, okay, Astrid. Astrid has 55 HP growth, 40 strength, 45 skill, 40 speed, 70 luck, 30 defense, 50 resistance. So key stats: 40 strength, 40 speed, 30 defense. That's not good. She's got lower strength growth than Kieran and Joffrey. She does have slightly higher speed growth, but she's got a pretty big hole to climb out of. And she's got the dramatically lower defense growth than Kieran. She has the same as Joffrey, but again, she has a huge hole to climb out of. Her resistance growth is good, but and actually her skill growth is pretty bad too. Well, relative to theirs, at least. 40. Well, sorry, that's not true. 45 for her, 40 for Kieran, 60 for Joffrey. So it's not. But again, she's behind. I mean, the skill growth isn't as important. But the point is that, yeah, she's not, that the Paragon thing isn't going to necessarily help her out because, like, for instance, with a 40 strength growth, if she were to gain 18 levels to reach, to be ready to promote to tier 3, she would be expected to get about 7 strength, which is to say still less than Joffrey and Kieran have. And they're not at level 20 yet, right? They could pick up some more strength. I mean, not much more strength because they're near their caps, but still, like, yeah. So anyway, I probably spent too much time talking about her, but it frustrates me because she's really useful in Path of Radiance because she can, you can like, because Paragon does does have the amount of bonus experience you spend to level somebody up in Path of Radiance. So you can use just dump bonus experience on her because there's also not the 3-stat like limitation. So it makes sense to actually level rather than just going up towards a level when you don't have cap stats. So you dump a bunch of bonus experience on her after she joins to bring her up to the level where she can at least like contribute in combat, even if she's not amazing. And then very quickly she takes off because Paragon, she starts leveling very fast once she's doing enough to participate in the first place. And then before too long, she promotes. She can use steel axes, and she's actually one of the better characters on your team. You know, without like too much like in combat babying. Like you have to baby her by dumping a bunch of bonus XP on her, but it means that you get somebody who can like keep up or stay ahead of your party without even needing to feed them like a ton of kills, which is great. Here it just doesn't work at all, and it sucks. All right, Makalov. He's also not got really the growth rates to make up for how far behind he is. So he's only got a 40 strength growth, and he's already 18 versus 24 and 23. And he's got swords, which also do less damage, so that puts him further behind in damage output, especially when using a ranged weapon. His 18 speed, again, he's behind. He does have a 75% speed growth, so that he could potentially catch up on. His defense growth is 50, and he's got 17, so he's got physical bulk. He can take hits, but his damage output is lacking, and I don't really like. If I think that these two have a possibility of going forward, into potentially endgame, I don't think that there's any real chance that I would do so with Makalov. Same goes for Danved. He's a little bit faster, isn't quite as bulky. He's not mounted, so that's a drawback. His only really none of his growth rates are above 50 except HP and luck. So again, he's not really like catching up anywhere. And yeah, I mean, all of these units have availability problems, so like starting out with high bases is pretty important. I didn't talk about skills, but Makalov doesn't actually have the skill that he had in Path of Radiance, Tempest. That's interesting. Kieran has Gamble. It's useless. Well, I talked about those skills. So, okay. So, yeah. And then in this chapter, specifically, basically what happens is Joffrey, Kieran, and Marcia do all the work. Makalov and Danved kind of sit in the back, and Astrid tries not to get killed. Which I can go into a little bit more when I actually get into the chapter. But, okay, so we're going to buy some stuff. I need to refresh my memory on what that is. Kieran doesn't need anything. Astrid doesn't need anything. Marcia wants a Steel Great Lance and this... Actually, maybe I won't bother to buy her one this time. So there's a Horse Slayer, and there's a ton of mounted enemies in the upcoming chapter. So give that to her. We're gonna get this hammer and give it to Kieran, although I don't think he actually ends up needing it. My assumption was that I'm not really gonna be able to transfer this money anywhere until it passed the point at which it matters, so I'm fine just like buying all this crap, or at least a lot of it. I'm not gonna buy the bows because Astrid isn't good enough to make use of them anyway, but I will buy Killer Lance and give that to Marcia. Danved already has one, Joffrey doesn't need one. And I will buy Killer Axe and give that to Kieran. He doesn't really need it now. Maybe he'll find a use for it later. And then the only other stuff is So getting Makalov a steel blade and a wind edge in case we want to have him attack at range or do more damage than he can with the steel sword. Again, I don't probably actually need to do this, but I don't really see the harm in spending this money. And then get Marcia a Great Lance in case she wants to kill something that isn't a cavalry. Oh, we may... I think last time I'm just gonna... Oh, that's right, Danva doesn't have a javelin. Okay, so we're gonna buy another javelin and give that to Marcia, having given the weakened one to Danva. Joffrey has a short spear, so he doesn't need that. What else? Maybe nothing. Oh, Danved. Last time I got him a Steel Great Lance. I don't think I'm going to bother this time because he doesn't really need to clear the way, like, ever. It's mostly these three who are clearing the way. Like, maybe... I don't think I ever needed him to, like, hit somebody that hard. I'm going to trade around the... okay, so... I'm gonna put this in the convoys. We don't need it. I'm going to... Let's see, have Kieran take Astrid's Concoction, because she definitely doesn't need that. We'll also have her trade with Makalov, because she doesn't really need a vulnerary either. And then everyone else has got a vulnerary, and I think we're good to go. So, I think soon we're going to get to learn about all the troops that are attacking Ludwig's castle. Yes, 4,000 soldiers are marching on Fellerai. So in this battle, I get to control 4,000 soldiers. It's pretty intense, but you know, it's pretty exciting too. So you can see all of the enemies. There's quite a lot of them, 50 to be precise. All right, so here you can see my 4,000 soldiers. Well, or, you know, 12, but close enough. So the deal with this chapter is that you get bonus experience for all of the enemies that survive because they're, you know, they're Crimeans and we don't actually want to kill them. There are 50 enemies, and then there's these 12 partner unit Royal Knights that you can command. Their survival actually doesn't matter, so it actually makes sense to end up like putting them in a position to just sort of slowly get killed by all of the enemies and minimize how many of the enemies they actually kill by not like telling them to roam. Roam is the command that will have them actually attack, but I would generally just have them like target a location and just move every time. It's a little unfortunate because these guys have physics saves, and if you tell them to roam, they'll potentially heal you. But I think it's a worthwhile trade-off. So the goal basically here is to run right up the middle with primarily Joffrey, Marcia, and Kieran. Although Kieran unfortunately starts back here and you can't reposition him, which is annoying. But run through here, clear out what enemies do get in the way, but as much as possible, try to prevent the enemies from, filling the choke points so we don't have to take them out. And then once we get up here, there's a couple things we want to do. So first of all, we want to kill the boss and seize the objective. There's a door here that has 60 endurance, which means we have to hit it twice to take it down. We don't have any door keys or anything like that. There's also a halberdier here with a speed wing, which we definitely want. Something that I learned the first time I played through this is that once you open the door, the boss and this guy will both charge forward, which is actually to our benefit. So there is no way up for any of our horsies except to go over here, but Marcia can go up through here or up over here, and actually Danved in theory could go up through this gap right here, which is it's really hard to see that it's there, but you can kind of see it when I like move the camera. But generally speaking, he's not far enough forward to do that anyway. So basically, it's Marcia's kill. And the trick with this is that she can't one-round this guy without, guaranteed, without the Brave Lance. If she uses the Killer Lance, which is one of the reasons I gave it to her, she has a 50-ish% chance to kill him in one round. And killing him in one round is, important both from a speed standpoint and from the fact that there's a whole bunch of archers up here, and depending on how far she needs to move to like engage this guy, and then get back down and not get shot by those archers, like that's a concern. The other things that are going on up here, there's a guy with a horse slayer here, so he's a problem. Marcia, though, has her own horse slayer that I got her, so she can potentially take him out with that. And then there's these guys with the bow guns who are big threats to Marcia because they've got the bowguns don't add strength to their attack, they just are pure might, and so with the triple damage, that's 24 times 3 or 72 damage, which is well more than Marcia can handle. And they also have very high accuracy because they do take skill into account, so their hit rate, the base hit rate of 100 is quite high. So they need to die so that she can get through there, and then this guy needs to die. This guy will actually one-shot or close to one-shot even like Joffrey and Kieran. He may not quite one-shot either of them. My recollection is that he was like a full health Joffrey might survive with like 1 hit point, but still, I mean that's a problem. So it's very important to take out specifically those 4 enemies. Well, and then this guy. The other thing that is interesting, so there's a max of 50 survivors that contribute towards your bonus experience total, and there are 50 enemies right now, but there's also reinforcements. So hypothetically, if you only kill as many enemies as there are reinforcements, then you get the max bonus experience. Now, I've tried to do this in the past, but this time, my goal is to just do this, to like do it quickly, and probably more of them will die. But I will be attempting to, as I mentioned, use the yellow units to. The yellow units generally don't one-round any of the enemies, so I'll attempt to use them to sort of screen my units and not only reduce the damage I'm taking, but also reduce the rate at which the enemies are dying. Okay, so I think that mostly covers it. The only other thing is repositioning. What we want to do basically is like carry Danved forward and drop him off so that he at least gets a little bit further forward. Last time I switched him up here so he could walk, and then realized that was a mistake. But probably, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Probably will have do something like that, and then have Astrid carry him initially, and maybe Makalov or Kieran. Well, probably Makalov, and drop him off. Okay. Oh, the other thing I want to do is just like look at what weapons I have equipped. So initially I will leave the weapons equipped, but eventually I'm probably going to stop like equipping as once I sort of get through the initial wave. Like you kind of I can kind of have, like, I had a turn the last time where Danved killed like 4 guys and didn't really need to. Like, he could have just like stood there and just taken the attacks without countering and would have gotten more bonus experience. So we'll go ahead and let's see. So we're gonna put Astrid there. And what we're gonna do... Okay, so Kieran can't get far enough. We don't... Well, I want to avoid Kieran getting boxed in. So... Actually, if I drop Danvid right there... So last time I let the enemies come through this gap right here so that they didn't... so that they focused on the yellow units rather than my units. And I might actually want to do that again. Let's see. We want to get Joffrey as far forward as possible. So, you know, having him move here is good. Marcia can fly over the fence, so if I was going to block this anyway, it would make sense to block here. Actually, maybe what I'll do is have Marcia here, Joffrey here, and leave this side open. But I'm going to basically... I'll just do this now. I want the yellow units to surround Astrid so she doesn't get killed. But yeah, maybe it would have made more sense to leave her one space back just so that, like, basically the problem is, like, if guys completely surround Kieran, then he has to kill somebody to move forward. Like, I don't, ideally I would prefer that. Oh, I guess the yellow units will fill the gaps anyway. So maybe I just won't worry about it. All right. Yeah. It might even make sense to unequip Kieran. I don't want him to take the damage with it. The enemies get stronger, like, the further up you go. So, like, you know, all the promoted enemies are further back, and there's... Like, these guys don't do a ton of damage. The yellow units might also surround him anyway. Yeah, it probably doesn't even matter whether I have his weapon equipped. Okay, so... I think what we do is take Danvid here, drop him here, and then move here with Marcia. Yeah, I think it's fine if she... just has the Steel Lance equipped. And Joffrey will end up killing some people with his Great Lance this turn, and that's fine. Alright. Oh, I did also forget to mention, both just now and, like, in general, that there are hidden items on here, so I'll look at that after this enemy phase. Yeah, in general, the yellow units don't double the enemies, which is actually pretty useful from a bonus experience standpoint. Oh, okay. RIP. Although no more attacks on Marcia, so... That's, like, good from a not killing too many enemies standpoint. Boy, that archer is gonna take a lot of pounding here. Oh, I don't like that guy moving over there. He's probably gonna go down this turn. Yep. Oh, Astrid's gonna get attacked. I don't like that. Alright, this guy will die. Bang. It looks like I might actually not get blocked in the front at all, which is not what happened last time. The other thing I'm going to try to be cognizant of is, like, last time I was, like, one space short of being able to take out the guy with the horse slayer on the oh my gosh, Astrid. Like when I got up there, and so I had to like spend a turn kind of like not advancing very far because I couldn't really put my, oh, never mind, I'm blocked. Okay. But yeah, I couldn't like really advance my paladins because of the guy with the horse slayer, and I couldn't get Marcia there, so I had to like not move through as cleanly as I'd have liked. So hopefully I can to anticipate that and like actually put Marcia like exactly 9 spaces away from him at some point, and then swoop in and take him out. Of course, I need to like draw out these guys before I do that, but Joffrey with the short spear can do that. Although he doesn't actually double them. He's got 20 speed and they have 19 and 19, so that's, you know, unfortunate. But what are you gonna do? Okay, so we need this guy to die. Ideally, I think we want not to have to do that with Joffrey. It might be a job for Kieran. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get all the way up there anyway, so... Yeah, as you can see, he has way overkill damage. Alright, I don't really see a reason for him to use the hand axe, so just do this. Whiff. Alright, so I think I'll leave this spot open and either have the yellow units go there or have like Danvet or Makalov. So Marcia, so I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so Marcia can kill this guy. I think actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is exactly what happened last time. So maybe I should have actually had her beat here and Danvet beat here, so I could have like Kanto to there. And by maybe, I mean definitely. Oh well. Alright. Eh. Ah. Alright, I'm probably gonna trade for that Steel Lance with Joffrey because, well, it might be helpful for him. Let's see. So we wanna keep, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. So actually, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, if Astrid goes exactly there, then she's safe. I mean, I'll probably just have her use a vulnerary anyway, but unfortunately, you can't attack over this fence. But you can attack over that one, I guess, because it has holes in it. I don't know. Let's see what's the situation here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can't advance to this spot, which I think we want to do. Yeah. Yeah, dodge. Joffrey not taking damage is actually pretty valuable, like more than you might think, just because eventually he's going to engage the boss, and that, like, he wants to do that. Like, the boss has a pretty high crit rate. His base damage isn't that high, but he has a pretty high crit rate and he doubles, so ideally Joffrey doesn't have much damage on him when that happens. Okay, I think what I'm going to do... Oh, I said, well... If I advance Danvet farther... Let's see. Yeah. Alright, I should think about it. Like, if I direct the yellow units here, they should choke this point, and I shouldn't have to worry about anybody staying back here. So at that point, I can potentially have Makalov help drop Danvet here so that Astrid can stand there. Although she can't be involved in a rescue drop and also use a healing item, but maybe it doesn't matter. I think I'm okay with this guy coming up and hitting Makalov and not dying, so I think I'm gonna unequip him. And then, let's see. So I think we rescue with Makalov. Come up here. Get our direct on. And we have Astrid come up here. Take Danved. Drop him there. Yeah, priests are not smart enough to move and heal. Uh-oh. I don't think that happened last time. Maybe it did. I mean, I definitely had Marcia and Joffrey at least that far forward, so... But it may be that I had more of my other units further back, so like the center of mass was further back or something. I don't know, that's annoying. Oh yeah, the other thing is that this is guaranteed damage, so even though it's not that much... Well, okay, that's actually less than I thought. I guess it does less damage. The splash doesn't do as much damage as the center. I was trying to figure that out the last time I played it. Didn't actually figure out. Oh, I said I was going to talk about hidden items. I'm actually probably close to standing on one right now. There's an arm scroll right around where Danved is. And then there's some coins, which it's certainly less important. Oh, wow, he missed the bowgun miss. That's really quite surprising. Rip. 4 priests. Too dumb to heal. I mean, I guess I wouldn't have saved them anyway, probably, but... I think Joffrey will probably kill this guy. Yeah. Steel Blade. Oh, I forgot to trade that Steel Lance to Marcia. I guess it probably doesn't matter, but... That guy's trapped. Oh, don't do that. No doubles. Only I should be doubling. Okay, so we definitely need to take out these 3, because they all represent an existential threat to Marcia. These guys, not so much, though I don't know that we're going to be able to avoid taking them out with without opening a path for them to get all the way back here. Which seems unlikely, because once again, I can't take out this idiot. Actually, Marcia could take this guy out. Yeah, that seems probably good. Though, let's see, how much... So she would take 12 damage from that guy, and 30 attack, 28, oh, more. Yeah. Only 36 chance to hit, 14. He's got even lower. All right. The thing is, like, if I move her exactly right there, then I can actually move Joffrey like in here, because this guy can't like get all the way around the trees. This is what I ended up doing last time. So I think I'd like to be able to do that again. And there's some risk that she goes down. If she does, I'm okay with restarting the chapter and like fixing her movement so that she can hit this guy on, you know, this turn. That was... I wish I had... Oh, wrong enemy. Yeah! Bang! And I could even potentially put Joffrey like exactly right there, and that would enable him to the screen for her. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, mostly. Well, they probably won't go after the person with Overslayer anyway. Okay, so I don't suppose Astrid can do enough damage to kill here. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, there I think you can see the hit penalty for longbow attacking at 3 range. Okay, so given that, I think what we want to do is... Let's see, he's got 85 avoid. Oh, he's not even standing in the plane. That's just he's got huge biorhythm. So probably put Makalov in the bushes. Okay, well, maybe Astrid is gonna get a kill after all. I mean, Joffrey can kill one of these guys. Although 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you can't get far enough into here. I didn't talk about the kill box yet. This is the kill box. There's all these archers surrounding it who get damage and hit penalty or bonuses attacking anybody who's in here. So one thing that is really difficult to actually pull off is like flying Marcia over here and killing this guy before opening the door, which is okay because, like I said, I actually want to open the door and lure these guys forward anyway. Yeah, I was looking at like, could I actually open the door this turn? And the answer is no, so it doesn't matter. Actually, if I do get the kills with not Joffrey, then the advantage of that... Oh, Kieran is back here. Right. Kieran's a good unit. Okay. So, I was going to say, the advantage of not getting a kill with him is then I can heal him. So, that's worth thinking about. Yeah. Let's see. So... What I'd like to do is take both of these, like, take this one out with my other units so that both Joffrey and Kieran can run forward. Although Kieran might not be able to do that because of the Horse Slayer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, like, and 9, and 9. So, like, he needs to be, like, out here. So he might not be able to get, like, realistically any farther than, like, right here anyway. It's probably the case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So, actually, might as well have him come up and hit, like, that guy, probably. But might as well also maybe do that after... Like, Makalov can, like, duck back here. Guess it doesn't really matter. Or wait, can Astrid get here? I guess we must be able to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay, I'd rather have Makalov here and Astrid here. I mean, none of these guys... Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Can't believe I'm actually getting a kill with Astrid. I definitely didn't even come close to doing so in my previous run, but... Okay. Bang. So now the remaining question is, where do I want... everyone to stand. So I think my direct, that is to say, where am I directing the allies to? I think somewhere like here would probably be good, like screen off, or maybe like there. Get them to just like move up in mass in here and like sort of screen off these guys and prevent them from like bottlenecking Kieran next turn. Because I might end up wanting to use Kieran to like help open the door or something. So I think what we end up doing is having Danved stand here and bottleneck this, unequip, trade a vulnerate to Joffrey just because, like, hey, why not? Like, I don't need to heal 40 HP, so... Stand there and be dodgy. Dodgy, dodgy, dodgy. And then we come up here. Oh, no, we need to do our direct. I should actually look at, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're probably gonna get like a guy here and a guy here, which means they will be able to come in this way, which isn't, but no, there's another guy who's gonna, yeah, okay, so like here, 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 yeah, okay. This is, I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is good, okay. I'm down with it. Oh, I'm curious how I'm doing on, so 9 out of 12 surviving yellow units. I managed to get like 7 of them killed last time, and 40 out of 50 rebels without the reinforcements even showing up. So I think on that front, doing better. Now the horse layer guy probably will like run up and kill one of the yellow units, but that's okay. Oh, okay, Danvid's not actually going to get attacked anyway. I guess I should have anticipated that. Oh, God, wait, no, no, no! Get out the way, you jerk! Ah! No, move! That didn't happen last time, probably because those guys circled around the right side and then, were never, like, really even a concern. Or maybe they were, I don't know. Marcia killed somebody when, like, in a similar way to what I just did this past turn with the Horse Slayer, so maybe they were there and they just did a different thing. I'm not really sure. Right, here comes... only 6 damage. So does it just do half damage in this flash? I think that must be what it is, because she took 12 damage before. Yep, here he comes. Whoa! Dodges! Slick. Time to play past the vulnerary. So the fact that the Horslayer guy got injured might mean that I can take him out with, like, Makalov and Astrid or something to that effect. Which would be pretty nice. If I could, like, get Marcia moving towards taking out the guy with the speed wing. Yeah, none of the rebels actually died that turn, just one of the Royal Knights. You would think that Joffrey would be more concerned, like, as manifested in bonus experience by having his comrades in the Crimean Royal Knights not die, but apparently it doesn't bother him too much. Okay, so, oh right, and I've got Kieran, so Kieran can most assuredly wipe the floor with this guy. Let's see here. If I could actually, maybe I should have put Danvet there, because like then I could actually send Astrid to try to pick up the arm scroll, which is, it looks like, let's see. Oh, they're not, this map doesn't show the fence. Oh, I think it's actually right there. All right, well, it's skill-based, so he's got as good a chance as anyone with... yeah, I thought it was luck-based, but, and usually I think it is, but in this game it's skill-based. All right, so... Let's see here. So the trick that I realized last time is, like, you kind of need the Brave Lance to, like, open the door. And then you also need the Brave Lance to kill the boss. And actually, he doesn't go down in one hit. So, like, last time what happened is the boss came out, Joffrey hit him with the Brave Lance, weakened him, and then this guy with the Physic came up and healed him. He's got 7 move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if... and this guy has an 8 range heal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's not really anything I can do about that. Like, the best I could do, in a sense, is to, like, not even get hit by the boss, maybe, and have, like, Joffrey combine for the kill with somebody else. But 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, he will be in range of the boss anyway. So that's kind of another rule. But this time he has a lot less damage than he did last time. So that much is good. Let's see. I may not need to take these guys out. The other thing I could potentially do is have Joffrey stand, like, exactly right there so that nobody can interpose themselves in between. Like, you don't want to stand here, because then you get shot by the longbow archers back here. But standing right here should be fine. You know, these things don't hurt that much. So, and I want to use the Brave Lance to break down the doors so that I can do it in one turn. Even though that might seem like a really real waste of a Brave Lance, I think it actually is pretty useful. So, the other thing I could do, actually, now that I have a little bit more opportunity to set it up, is use the Brave Lance to open the door, canto back, trade it, have Marcia come in and trade for it, and the next turn she flies up, kills this guy, flies back down to Joffrey, and if she's sitting next to Joffrey and if the bosses come up and attack Joffrey and is also standing next to Joffrey, Joffrey can trade for the Brave Lance and then kill the boss with it. Or at least put him in range for, like, Kieran to kill him or something. So, let's see, if I attack from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, so Kieran would potentially get attacked by the boss, which isn't necessarily a problem. He's gonna get healed anyway. Although last time, I mean, when he got Brave Lance, then he got Brave Lanced again, that was enough to kill him, even with the heal in between. But if Marcia has the Brave Lance, then that won't be the case. Like, last time I crit this guy with the Killer Lance, I got lucky, I pulled it off. But if I can not rely on that, that would be nice. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this guy can't get down the gap. And so certainly nobody else can. So I can have Marcia park, like, right here, and then 1, 2... Assuming that guy moves forward, he'll move to, like, here. And so then she can, if she's here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, she can definitely get into position. So, yeah, I like that plan. So the only way, yeah, so I either, I want to kill this guy anyway, I guess. So I can actually screen for Astrid, although if she takes a direct hit from one of those things, she'll just die, so that's something to be aware of, I guess. Ugh. Okay, I mean, I guess I could, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, Yeah, I mean, Marcia can take this guy out, but then she can't trade for the Brave Lance, and I would also like to heal her. Unless... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. I mean, I guess I could kill this guy. I don't need to. Let's see. What if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, oh, but I can't trade for the Brave Lance with Kieran. I was thinking Kieran trades for it after Joffrey opens the door, and then Marcia flies here and kills this guy with a javelin. But that doesn't work because I need the Brave Lance after I move Kieran, if Kieran's going to be the one that takes this guy out. So, I mean, I don't, strictly speaking, need to heal Marcia. Probably. It's a little hard to say. Like, there's a lot of enemies around, but they probably won't target her. Yeah. Yeah, if Makalov could kill this guy, then this would all be sorted. I mean, potentially Danved could kill him. Or, you know, not. Like, if Danved can kill him, then Makalov can just sit over here, and Astrid can just heal, and... I mean, I guess I could just go for it with the Killer Lance, and if it doesn't work, I, you know, just have my direct command be to, like, right there, and they all just sort of shove this way, and... Although, then Astrid's still gonna be, like... I mean, I guess she wouldn't take that many attacks, but she might still die. I guess if I have Danved attack from here, or even... Oh, no, you can't get there. Let's see. This guy's only got 13 speed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could also have Makalov come up and kill this guy with a Wind Edge. And that means Kieran takes out the guy with the Horse Slayer. Which I'm sure he can do. Like the poleaxe, yeah. Let's see, so hit rate 139, avoid 31, so that's guaranteed damage. 24 attack is 11 twice. That's enough. All right. I think I can get behind this. So Danved can just continue to stand there and look menacing or whatever he is doing. Yeah. Where do I want to place Kieran? I guess I want to, like, put him between these guys and Marcia just to, like, make it... Or no, wait, she's gonna heal, because I don't need her to take anybody out this turn, so it actually doesn't matter so much. Okay. Oh wait, how far can Makalov get here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So we'll have Kieran go here, and then we'll just sort of create a wedge with, like, Marcia here, Makalov here, Kieran here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Trade Brave Lance. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess this guy is gonna end up suiciding into somebody, but maybe Makalov won't kill him. Yeah, he won't. Okay. All right, so the situation with Astrid is, or let's see. I wanna leave Danvet there. Maybe he'll pick up that arm scroll. Nope. If I let's see, if I move, like, what's the safest position for her? I guess actually, this is not likely to be in range of any of these things. I don't know what their range is, but the fact that this guy didn't even like, I think it's less than 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, maybe it's not. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so if I send her over here, then what order do I want to direct? I want, like, if I keep the target right there, or even like right here, I should get guys filling in like this whole area. I could also, no, I guess I could put it like there. Maybe that makes it a little bit more comfortable for Astrid. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I guess I might as well trade Joffrey the Killer Lance, since, like, the Steel Great Lance damage is probably not enough to get fully healed anyway. Yeah, that seems reasonable. If I need Marsha to use a Killer Lance, I can have Danvet trade his to her, so... Well, maybe. He might be blocked, but... Alright, I'll leave her equipped with the Horse Slayer, I guess, because... I want that other guy to attack Makalov. Alright, that should be plenty of yellow units to distract those 3 enemies. Oh! Oh, right, the boss is going to move out. Okay, I was about to say... Although I still need to kill him because I need to seize, but that... I'm probably not going to seize on this upcoming turn anyway, because Joffrey is going to need to be involved in killing the boss, so... Actually... It's possible I won't even need to kill the boss. I mean, I probably want to anyway because he has a Wodow that I would like to pick up, but like, it's actually possible that I could, putting aside that guy got in the way, that I could actually seize without killing him, which I don't think I've ever done before. Why did the camera pitch? The downside to clumping all the yellow units is getting to watch everyone take 2 damage or 3 damage. Tank. Oh, not dead yet. Now he's dead. Rip. Here he comes. I tried. Oh, I didn't talk about what the bonus experience threshold for this chapter is. I did the last time I talked about the chapter, but this chapter, I mean, I did mention obviously the enemy unit survival thing. This chapter is 11 turns. which is definitely generous if you're playing it the way that I'm playing it. Less so if you're trying to be super careful about the number of enemies you don't kill. Although, honestly, like at 44 out of 50, that's pretty good. And I like, okay, so here's our Speedwing guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can kill him with the Brave Lance. And then, yeah, I mean, I guess we can seize this turn by having Joffrey not be the one that kills the boss. I mean, I'd rather kill the boss with Joffrey because I'd rather he get the experience than, like, you know... Well, I mean, Kieran could kill the boss, and maybe Makalov can kill this guy, but... Yeah, I don't know if I can pass up the opportunity. Oh, this guy didn't heal him! Wait, I think that's still within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh. Okay. Alright, let's increase... Oh, no. Bang! Okay. Alright. At Speedwing. Well, I believe that we have completed Chapter 2-3 in 5 turns with, actually, no, I can't, there's no good way to trade at this point. It's too bad. I'd like to trade the Killer Lance back to Marcia so that she can use it in endgame. I'm not sure if I get access to their inventories before endgame, the rest of the Royal Knights. I don't think I do. Anyway, so yeah, that was 2-3 in just 5 turns with 41 surviving enemies. And like, what, 6 or 7 Royal Knights? So, not that the surviving Royal Knights actually matter, but they should. Don't panic, Kieran. Where's your towel? The beacons! We have to light the beacons! Gondor calls for aid! Yeah, I think the ambush on the old highway is the reason that they, like, aren't immediately available to be near the endgame chapter. Disarm the prisoners! How are we going to do that without Braum? He's the only one who has the disarm skill. The beacons! Time for a nap. Oh no, she hit her head on the doorway. That's gotta hurt. Nani? This is, yeah, I remember seeing this. This is like creepier than I remember it being when I first played the game. Stalker Ludbeck. All right, here we go. Wow, did not get a lot of friendly army fought. I feel like I got more the last time, but I'm not really sure why. But yeah, 4,100 for Red Army survived. Ultimately, it's still not that much because bonus experience formula. But hey, I'm very happy with how that went. Um, Granted that being playing the chapter twice in a row will have a tendency to do that. Oh, something else that I mentioned the last time is like, why is it that I like often will show the like dialogue, this dialogue, but skip the narrator, and it's mostly because I feel like the narrator mostly tells you stuff you already know, whereas sometimes the dialogue is interesting or funny. Yeah, all right. She just got her hair cut. Now we have Crimean knights with sweet helmets that, I mean, they can't see out of their helmets, admittedly, but like, how could you turn down that fashion statement? Like, it's just, you know, it's worth it. It's worth walking into walls or doors or whatever in order to, you know, to rock that helmet, I think. What? Oh, yeah, time to get out the immediate. Turn Valencia into a good unit. All right. So now it's time to play Guess the MVP, which I think is going to be really hard, actually, because it's like the last time it was clearly between Joffrey and Marcia, and I guessed Marcia and it was Joffrey. So the opposite of my adventures with not guessing Jill. But this time, Kieran got more kills. Makalov got a couple of kills. Heck, even Astrid got a kill. Not that I'd guess her, but Kieran actually killed the boss. Um, I Joffrey. I mean, did Joffrey kill anything? Um, he like I don't think he did. I don't think it's Joffrey. I think yeah, I think it's it's either Kieran or Marsha. Um, I think I'm gonna guess Kieran. Uh, yeah. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Well, still overall can't complain. That went really well. I'll see you next time for part uh, part endgame, part two endgame. Until then.